Right. It's 1:30. Welcome to the first afternoon session. These are going to be lightning talks. We have 4 lightning talks back to back, and I'm going to be your host today. My name's Iulian, and I also get to present the first presentation. Privileges, host privileges. So I'm going to be talking about opinionated AI infrastructure setups. And I call it Nixus, but it's just Nix plus devenv. But because I'm trying to do this as an opinionated system, I decided to give it a name, give it a project on GitHub, which doesn't have anything in it, but just letting you know that it's also on GitHub eventually. So who am I? My name is Iulian Arcus. I'm a software engineer in the embedded space, and now I'm going into kind of Linux kernel development. And you can connect with me on those places. I also run a small website here in Hong Kong called devs.hk, trying to promote the larger community of developers in Hong Kong. Right, so my talk. I think AI infrastructure is a mess right now. If you look at how people tell you to install OpenClaw and opencode, it's basically this kind of stuff. Hands up if someone would honestly use this command to install software. Okay, so I'll explain why I personally think this is a bad idea. Because you're literally installing something from the internet that you haven't read straight into your system without any sort of protection. Luckily, the only protection is your HTTPS link. So hopefully you trust OpenClaw, but that script probably comes from a GitHub. So if that's ever compromised, you're literally installing malware, right? So you want a few layers of indirection, to be honest. The alternative could be something like some Python thing, but even then, you have to install a lot of things. You have to install your VM. You have to manage it, install whatever version of VLLM you need. So again, it's a bit messy. You have to select all kinds of things to install. A bit better would be your Docker setup, but even that gets quite messy because you have to pass in all this extra information, and then you get instructions to actually install from source, and that's also very messy because then you have to install your different requirements. And the question is, what hardware are you actually building for? Are you building for AMD? Are you building for CUDA? Are you building for CPU inference? All these are very kind of complicated questions around setting up your environment to get the best performance. And everything installs in your VM or globally in your system, and that's, again, messes up your system. So, but you're an experimenter. You basically build the latest version of VLLM, of llama-cpp. You install Hermes, you install Pi, you install this, and your system is just absolute mess, and you delete your operating system, and you start over again every week, right? Right? That's what we do. We don't leave our old versions running around and making an absolute mess of our systems. And you don't leave all these builds where your system just gets clogged up. So you install this, you install that, who knows what's on the system, right? But what we should be doing is really talking about a declarative way of managing our AI infrastructure. So you set your firewall, you declare that, you don't say install this, install that. You say, I want my firewall to allow tailscale. I want Python to be installed. I want Postgres to be served on this port. And then once you're done with it, you remove it, and there's nothing there, right? So how can we achieve this? We can achieve this with Nix. Nix is as simple as saying, like, I want a shell with this program, and then it brings in whatever you need to install from the cloud, or I want to work with this particular Python package, and it has this following dependencies, and I want to have vscode and opencode available to work in it, right? So you're going declarative. And then to do that, you just have this, right? So you have you say your dependencies are your Python packages with the OpenAI Python package and OpenAI agents. Your development dependencies, so your development environment is VS Code, OpenCode, and Llama. And then you set up your Python package that's going to run this. I won't go too much into details because I only have 5 more minutes. But so what is Nix? Imagine it as well. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna call it a package manager. What it actually is, it's a build environment, but also a package repository. And to have anything that from the Python world, you just basically reach out into the Python in the Python extensions package, and you just say I'm gonna pull this version, as you saw here in this slide, right? So we're looking into the packages in the Python 3 packages, and we're getting all our dependencies in one go. But let's say you're the use UV or pip. There are ways to link your system from UV into Nix, and it downloads the packages from the Nix repository instead of downloading from pip. How does it work? Well, under the hood, Nix stores all these packages under Nix /store, and you'll see a lot of weird packages with some SHA, hash, and then dash package. Well, then and your package name. So what's with the hash? If you've ever built something that like llama-cpp, you'll have your AMD build, you'll have your CUDA build, and they install in the same space. So how do you avoid this? You basically hash according to the build inputs. So if you said build me llama-cpp with CUDA, then you can have a package which has a specific hash, which says hash llama-cpp, and then you have another package for AMD that is a different hash dash llama-cpp, and they can all have different build styles. But that's only on the build side. So how do we do development environments in this? Usually you have something called Nix shell that helps you build the dependencies for your project. So imagine you're building a C++ program, so you'd have your C++ toolchain that would be brought in, but not necessarily your applications that you might want to run. So the devenv makes things very, very simple. It brings all the packages in, sets up any language dependencies that you have, so installs your Python, and it also starts services that are dependent on this. So Postgres, and maybe even LLM servers. So that's what I'm going to quickly demo. And it's all declarative. So I'm going to move straight to the demo because I have 0 time left. And I'm going to quickly show off this system. So this is, which side am I on? Let's see if I can get this on screen. So this is what I call Nixus. Sorry, Nixus. And yes, thank you. No, too big. Okay, I'm gonna minimize this to make a bit more space. But how does devenv look like, and how does it look like for running kind of LLM infrastructure? You start with your models, and your models can be downloaded from as URLs, and then let me go back here, and then you basically select your model. So you select your package configuration, your declarative package configuration, and then you start your service. So that could be VLLM, or it could be llama-cpp. And not only that, you can pass in a lot of extra parameters So this kind of shim is all programmed by me as part of this package. So I won't go too much into details about this, but what this gives us is, if I go into here and say devenv up, it will go to the cache. Hopefully it's hitting all the cache things because I have no internet. And you can see already that we have opencode server running, llama-cpp. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to show that. It also sets up opencode. And now I can go to the website here. Let me see if I can create a new tab. Localhost 8080. Hopefully nothing too private. Yeah. So now I have the infrastructure running, right? And if I go to back to this and kill it, this is dead, right? So with one line, I brought up my infrastructure, I deleted it, and that's it, right? I'm out of time already, so I'm just gonna quickly go back and finish. But that was Nixus. No, am I still presenting? Right. So where is Nix used? It's used in satellites. It's used in Anthropic. And the advantage actually is you can set up a local machine with a Nix cache, which means that once you've downloaded it once within your infrastructure, you can call within that cache and distribute things like models locally, distribute packages locally, and you only need to hit Hugging Face once. So that's really an advantage. The disadvantage is that each version is stored on your system individually, so you get your cache fill up quite quickly. So you can garbage collect, but then you have to download everything again. And devenv has a lot of opinionated, not devenv, but the Nix world has a lot of opinionated developers, and I've added to the opinions with Nixus. So you can also do micro VMs and containers from the same kind of script, but I'm already running out of time, so I'm going to go. I'm going to skip questions. I just want to quickly shout out to Dimsum Labs. So they're one of the partners for today, and they are always in need of support. So if you're ever in need of a hackerspace to go to, Dimsum Labs is in Showon. And we have plenty of availability during the day if you want to use it as a co-working space. And we're always shy of a couple of members to remain sustainable. I've already shown this earlier, but I brought some hardware with me today, some RISC-V hardware. So if you know what RISC-V is, come and talk to me after these 4 sessions. I'm gonna stop here because I'm already running out of time. Thank you.